Curse of Ash Hollow, the old road leading into. Ash Hollow had been abandoned for nearly 40 years, but people still whispered about it. They said no map dared to mark it anymore. The crooked trees leaning over the cracked pavement seemed to bend closer, as if listening to the secrets that blew through the autumn air. Locals in the nearby town of Harrow Creek warned newcomers to stay away. But that warning only stirred the kind of curiosity that lured people deeper. On a gray October evening, four friends ignored those warnings. Marcus, the one with a taste for adrenaline, drove the rust-red Chevy up the winding road. The headlights cut through the mist, illuminating the dense woods. Beside him sat Claire, scrolling through her phone with nervous hands. In the back, Jake, ever the skeptic, leaned back with a smirk, while Lily stared out the window, quiet and pale. "Come on, this place is all hype," Jake scoffed. "It's just some old town that died out." "No curse. Just stories to scare kids," Marcus grinned. "Stories are the best part. We film this, upload it, will get crazy views. Haunted places always go viral," Claire muttered. "And if something happens, then it's even better," Marcus said. But Lily finally spoke, her voice low. "My grandmother told me stories about Ash Hollow. People went in, but they didn't come back. She said it wasn't abandoned because it died, it was abandoned because it was claimed." Her words hung in the car like a fog thicker than the mist outside. By the time they rolled into what was left of Ash Hollow, silence had swallowed the group. Houses sagged on their rotting foundations. Windows shattered, doors yawning open as if they had screamed themselves hoarse. The street was littered with dead leaves, though no breeze stirred them. Marcus parked in the center of town and jumped out with his camera. "Perfect! This is creepy gold," the others followed reluctantly. Claire clutched her jacket tighter. Jake wandered off toward a collapsed general store. Lily lingered near the car, her eyes darting at the buildings as if expecting them to breathe. As Marcus filmed, his camera caught strange details, the same symbol carved into nearly every doorframe, a spiral of ash branches tied with rope etched deep into the wood. When he zoomed in, his camera glitched, the image warping as if the symbol was writhing. "Look at this," Marcus called out. "This must have been their thing. Looks like a messed up dream catcher," Jake said, kicking a stone. "Superstitious junk," but Lily shook her head. "It's a binding mark. They used it to keep something in, not out." Her words made Claire shiver. "Can we not?" They pressed deeper into the hollow, passing a church with its steeple split like lightning had struck it, a playground overtaken by vines, and the town square where a dry fountain stood cracked and lifeless. The camera's battery drained faster than it should have, flickering even though Marcus had charged it fully that morning. Then they heard it, a faint creaking, like a swing set moving in the distance, though the air was still. Claire clung to Marcus. "Tell me you hear that." He tried to laugh, but his voice wavered. "Wind? Probably, but the sound grew louder. Wood groaning, chains rattling, and then underneath it, whispers faint, childlike, overlapping in a language none of them knew." Jake cursed under his breath. "Okay, that's weird." The whispers seemed to circle them. The four stood frozen in the square until Marcus pointed toward the town hall, its doors hanging crookedly. "It's coming from there." Claire shook her head violently. "No way. Absolutely not." But Marcus moved anyway, and the others, unwilling to be left behind, followed. Inside, the air was colder. Their breaths fogged as they crept through the shadowed hall. The wooden floor bowed under their weight. The whispers grew clearer, bleeding into English now. "Stay! Stay! Stay!" Lily stopped dead. "It knows we're here." "Who?" Claire asked, her voice cracking. "The Hollow. They entered the main chamber, where rotting chairs were arranged in a circle. In the center lay a mound of ash, black and fine, as though from a great fire. The spiral symbols were carved into the walls around them. Marcus filmed everything, his hands shaking. This is insane. This is perfect. Then the mound moved. The ash shifted, rising as though stirred by invisible hands. The whispers turned into a shriek. Out of the ash rose a figure, faceless but shaped like a man, its form collapsing and rebuilding with every step forward. The smell of burnt wood filled the room. Claire screamed. Jake backed toward the door, but it slammed shut on its own. The figure extended a hand made of ash, reaching. Lily cried out, "Don't look at it. Don't speak to it." But Marcus, trembling yet enthralled, lifted his camera. "What are you?" he whispered. The figure lunged. The camera dropped, clattering on the floor, still recording. For a moment, all they could see was Marcus convulsing in the thing's grip, his body stiffening, then dissolving into dust that poured into the mound. His scream was swallowed in seconds. Claire collapsed to her knees, sobbing. Jake pounded on the locked door. Lily closed her eyes and muttered a prayer in a language older than English. The figure turned toward the girls. "Lily," Claire begged, "what is this? What do we do?" Her hands shaking, Lily whispered, "It's the curse. The town made a bargain. They gave themselves to it. And now it won't let anyone leave." The ash figure drifted closer, its faceless head tilting. Jake finally forced the door open, splintering the wood, and the three ran into the night. They didn't stop until they reached the Chevy. Jake fumbled with the keys, cursing. The engine sputtered, then caught. As they tore down the road, Claire looked back. The ash figure stood at the edge of town, motionless. For a moment, she thought they had escaped. But Lily sat stiff in the back seat, whispering no. "It marked us. We didn't leave. We never leave." The headlights flickered. The road stretched longer and longer, looping endlessly. No matter how far they drove, the broken houses of Ash Hollow appeared again in the mist. Jake slammed the brakes. What the hell? But the car had stopped right back in front of the fountain in the town square. Claire screamed. The ash figure was waiting. The last recording on Marcus's camera was later found in a ditch near Harrow Creek. It showed shaky footage of a girl's voice, Claire screaming, until it was drowned out by the whispering chant, "Stay, stay, stay," and then silence. No trace of the four was ever found. Only the camera, its lens cracked, still faintly covered in ash. Ash Hollow waits for the next curious souls, for those who think curses are just stories. But once you walk its streets, you're already part of it. Because the Hollow never lets you leave. If you enjoyed The Curse of Ash Hollow, make sure to hit that like button. Drop a comment with your favorite creepy moment, and share this story with friends who love a good scare. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more spine-chilling horror stories coming your way. Until next time, stay safe, and whatever you do, don't wander too close to Ash Hollow.